I'm just sitting in the fucking shitter listening to the RowdCAST. So take your iPods out, stick them up your ass, and put them on blast, because shit's about to get really fucking weird.
The RowdCAST contains adult languages, adult themes, and adult situations. Viewer discretion is advised.
No! No! No!
Entering the RowdCAST, an online radio show brought to you weekly by me, your host, Rowdy Radloff, coming straight from Toledo, Ohio, with our many cast of characters. I am live, I am uncensored, I am unfiltered, and I'm coming right to your ears, right to your brain, so listen up, because it's going to be a hell of a show.
What's up, you little cock goblins? Welcome to the motherfucking RowdCAST, and I am back with another fucking episode. And you know we usually do this thing on Saturday nights, but every now and then I just get compelled to give you an extra episode when I meet somebody that's that compelling and that much fun. So you know, without further ado, I have to bring the legend of Spreaker, a guy that I look up to. A guy that's been doing this shit for fucking way longer than I have. His name is the Pumpkin Face. I'm sure you all know who he is. Pumpkin, how's it going, man?
Legend? You're talking about me like I've been dead for 100 years or something like that.
You're very infamous, I would say. The Truth-Born Militia is a little infamous on Spreaker, I think.
I like that. I like that word. That's a little bit better than legend, but you know, we try. We try.
Well, you know, I'm sure a lot of people that are going to listen to this already know who you are. They know what you're doing, and what you guys are about. And I have to say, like I said, I look up to you because I'm not trying to kiss your ass. I really do. Because when I started doing this thing, I thought I was the new guy, and I was like, oh, I'm going to fucking spread the truth, and I'm going to fucking say what I fucking want to say, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And, then I found you guys, you know, after a long time of doing this. I was like, oh, these guys are doing the same fucking thing. So,
well, I'll give you a reach around here. Don't stop it. Don't ever stop it. All right, because you're doing a good job, man. Don't ever give up on it. We're constantly being pushed down in the muck and told we're nut jobs and tinfoil hat wearing assholes and all sorts of different stuff. They've come out and said some really degrading stuff about Truth-Born Militia, and I will just say. They're absolutely right. We are home wreckers. If you think you're going to be fucking around on your wife, you're damn right we're going to take your wife from you, you know? And we're going to put her in the three-way orgy we got going on over here, you know? But don't ever stop, man. You're doing a great job, man. Don't ever stop, and don't ever think that, you know, anybody else can make you stop because when you're using your voice, that's pretty much all that there is to it. You got to use your voice. You got to speak out and at least try to know what's going on, you know?
Yeah, and that's what we're all trying to do, I think. We're all trying to, in our own way, push some kind of agenda, you know, trying to get people to like you said, be awake or open their fucking minds and not just walk the same line and sing the same tune as all these other motherfuckers out there, because there's a lot of them out there, so many of them.
It comes down to this. It comes down to this, bro. All right. As long, and I wouldn't call it an agenda. I've actually officially quit trying to quote unquote wake people up. I know it's still into the clips and stuff like that. It's still all into the drops and stuff. But with Uncle Goolie as well, I personally I can't do it anymore. I'm not going to sit here and argue with the doorknob. I'm just going to turn it, go through the door, and then close the door again. I'm not in Wonderland. So people seem to think just because they were told one thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that it's just reality and we cannot question it. And I don't think that's fair. If you question anything today, anything whatsoever, if you ask a question, you are looked at like you are a nut job. Don't ever take that personally. These people do not have the brain capacity to understand a lot of the stuff that you understand. So, don't ever take it personally, but you got to stop trying to wake people up. Start just expanding your education and your research on how to be free. Yeah. And that's pretty much what I get into. That's what I get into.
Well, first off thing I wanted to talk to you about is exactly, again, this is more for the people that aren't in tune to who you are or what you do. How did Truth Porn Militia start? How long you guys been around, and what all came from that? How did it all? And I'm pretty sure I know some of the story, but I'd like you to give me the origins one more time.
Well, do you remember when you first found Spreaker?
Yes, I do. And I didn't think there was and that's the thing when I found Spreaker, January 20th will be 2 years of doing the RowdCAST. And, I've had some ups and downs. I went away. I took months of breaks and didn't produce anything. And I thought it was over. And then I came back. But when I first came on to it, there was nothing. It was all religious shit. It was all Mexican fucking radio. And it was like, what the...
What were you doing online before you found Spreaker? Were you making any kind of music? Were you doing podcasts at all? Was there an interest or a general interest in finding information that just seemed kind of finicky to you? Or
well, a long time ago, back when I was in high school, me and a friend, he was really good. I mean, he built computers. He had his own job. I mean, he had his own computer. He put together computers when we were like 16 years old, and he'd send invoices. People would order him online. He had his own business. He was running out of his bedroom, and he knew how. He set up servers, and we had our own radio station that we started with. I was Fatty J, he was Skinny Z, and we did like a pop best pop music, and we do it all the time. And then we'd run a server and put all these songs in a rotation. And when we'd go to school, we'd give everybody the IP address so they could all listen to it at school. And then they finally blocked it and all that shit. But that's what we used to do. I've always loved radio. I've always been obsessed with radio. I've always wanted to be a DJ and speak my mind. And I didn't for a long time. And then one time, I was just wasted drunk, and I found this app. I was looking for podcast apps and stuff on my iPhone, and I found Spreaker. And the rest is history. I got loaded and fucking started rambling, and everybody started saying how great it was, and I just continued.
Here we are.
And here we are, 68 episodes later. Yep, that's the story of the RowdCAST.
Oh, good lord, man! I wish I was at 68 episodes. Holy shit!
How many episodes have you done? How many shows have you done, Pumpkin Face?
You know,
count?
I honestly, I've lost more shows than I could count. I have up to 17 CD volume full 4 gigabyte DVD-R rewritables of data of nothing but show after background green room listening, Nixon recording-esque style shit, okay?
That's awesome.
I've got so much shit on the backwash. I'm not even sure. I could be investigated. They wouldn't even. They'd take a year to get through all of this stuff, man. Because there's like 3 years of stuff. And I'll tell you the truth. If they listened, man, they would laugh their ass off. Some of the old stuff that I come across sometimes. But it was 4 years ago. Actually, in like March coming up. Before 2012.
4 years.
So. Yeah, and I showed up because I was on a website that was allowing us to use and remix and do all sorts of stuff with music. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to lay my own clips over top of that music. And the website made it really hard. I released the song. They said it had copyright material on it and banned me. So I started trolling the site and coming back in like 8 different fucking, profiles and doing it and uploading the same shit over and over again. Well, they found my IP address instead of just the profiles. And that's when I started looking for someplace else to do the same exact thing where I wouldn't be troubled by a server. And at first I found the Blog Talk Radio. Oh, and they had a phone line on there. And I was like, oh, well, that's wonderful. The phone line will connect right up to the podcast. And you can sound just as shitty as the person on the phone. It's just so wonderful audio, You can feel like you're talking to 12 people at once. It's Thanksgiving, and you're the asshole that's on that old Nokia phone sitting on the end of the table going, hey, can anybody hear Happy Thanksgiving? So it really, So I found Spreaker, and really what happened was I started listening before I ever did anything. Here's the Godfather in the chat and the three lunatics. What's up, y'all? Phoenix Kiss check. So when I first started out here, I started listening first, and I found the Sandman at the Sandsnet Radio Network. I found the Godfather over at WEJA. I found Deb Daly. Of course, we found all of the back then, in 2012, the beginning of 2013. The Sandman was doing shows 5 nights a week, and then you had the weekend edition on Saturday and Sunday. And then, you had, of course, Deb Daly was just starting out here. And then, Goofy Bone was out there. You're talking about that Mobster Boss Radio. And it was all just kind of like people picked on each other just to see how many other people would enjoy it. So, when I went on another show via our wide, wonderful world of Skype, it ended up where we were all together and someone just started saying some crazy shit. And they not only said some crazy shit, but they were saying some insane shit. Like, you people don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not from this country, but I know more about it than you do. Like, what?
What the fuck?
So we spent the next 2 hours like plowing this guy rape style, deliverance style.
Squeal like a pig, boy.
And then after that, I downloaded the show and I started cutting it up and I started, playing the clips back and arguing with the clips, and they loved it. They were like, "Oh my God, this is the biggest fucking thing since sliced bread." And I was like, "No, it's not. This is bullshit." So I started doing half an hour shows on the regular until someone showed me the light, and they gave me the key to the 3-hour show Delio. And ever since then, it's I started out as the Sublimination Station. I don't know if you remember that.
No,
I started out
as
the Sublimination Station.
Or I wasn't paying enough attention to the right people, I think.
Well,
I feel like now I've been around enough where I'm starting to, people know who I am and I know who they are. Well,
I did start out mostly trying to, quote unquote, debunk and troll the idiots that were running their mouths on Spreaker and showing how people were just pretty much being complete morons and just saying whatever they wanted. And I was like, oh, really? If this is how it is, how come it says this on this government website? Well, a lot of times after doing that for so long, I realized that I was researching at the same time I was making people look like idiots. And I got tired of making the people look like idiots because then they started attacking us. Yeah. And, I used to do stuff with a lot of these hosts, way back in the day. You didn't know I used to do shows with Rick.
No, yeah. I mean, you told me, you informed me a little bit of this, but
we did so much shit together, and and then one day he just comes out on the radio and says he was never my friend. I just did stuff with him online. I never met him. He wasn't my friend. What?
Why would you
asshole? I mean,
do a show together? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, I gotta admit, I guess you do have to be friends or somewhat subject to the person that you may be talking to online like this.
Yes.
But for real, I know you for a year and a half, and we've talked to each other, have each other's personal cell phones numbers. I know your kids' names, and you can tell me I'm not a friend? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. All I gotta say. And that's pretty much what it came down to. Now, Uncle Ghoulie though. He's like my fucking butt buddy here on Spreaker, and we all have to have like a sidekick, or I don't know if I'm the sidekick. That's probably what it is.
The master and the apprentice.
He is a little. Well, no, we have a master. Me and Uncle Ghoulie actually have a further overlord over us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's super secret. You guys don't know about it. It's okay. But we do. We have a further overlord over us that keeps us in check on a lot of what we fucking say and do. So. Yeah,
kind of lets you know when you stray out of bounds, or say things that are a little too crazy. Now that's something. that's something.
Never so much that. More of on the back scene. If you will.
Gotcha. Well, and that's the thing that I wanted to say to you too is, I 100% believe in freedom of speech. I think all of us do, and that's why we strive to do these fucking podcasts, these radio shows like we do. But I mean, I say a lot of shit that's could get me in trouble, I'm sure, but I think you are like that times 100. So, I mean, some of the shit you talk about is fucking, the CIA and the feds and them doing stuff like that and about creating your own energy and things like that. That's what really interests me, man. I think you get a lot of people's ears with that. It's just like an alternative view.
Then I start talking about sex, and they're like, "Oh my God, did he just talk about sex? Oh no, he didn't. I can't listen to this podcast anymore." And it just writes them off, man. I try, and I'm like, you can't talk about one truth and not talk about the other, And the truth is, sex is hilarious. So I'm gonna joke about it a whole lot, And that's where breaking off from all the Spreaker stuff, man. That's where, if you're going to do a podcast, it doesn't matter if you're on Spreaker or wherever, bro. Just learn. Just keep learning. Become better, and don't ever let anybody else tell you who to be.
Exactly. And you've said that before is, creativity and originality is crucial. You have to be something that can't be imitated. Like you said, you have to be yourself. And that's, a lot of people don't get that. They don't figure that fucking shit out, man.
Well, we're all trained from birth to go along with the flow and be something that we're not.
Yeah.
Every second that goes by of every day.
Every cartoon you watch when you're young, every fucking book that you read when you were a baby is all conditioned to fucking think a certain way, say things a certain way, walk a certain fucking pattern, like I said,
It's at this point where people have to start realizing that you are. Is that what makes a man, having Calvin Klein on your underwear or having fucking abs? Is that who or what man is supposed to be? And we're bombarded with that shit, so we never know who we are until we break away from that. And I know it's hard. I know. Yeah. It has some form of distraction in their lives, and I know I personally, mine is sex, but yours could be video games. I do play a little video games.
I do have an addiction with video games, man. I love them. I like to fucking sit there butt naked and jerk off while I play with 13-year-olds online. That's what I do, actually. It gets really sweaty in my room, really hot.
That's pretty deep.
That's what I like to do.
But they don't see you, and they don't
know.
No.
It's not visual. This is not just audio. But there is a lot of huffing and puffing that goes on.
You could be smoking weed. All right.
Exactly.
Wow. See, this is why I didn't like the gaming online revolution for the consoles. When I had the computer games that were on the computer back in the day, or even with just like the old Genesis or 64, you had to sit there next to a motherfucker and play with them, You couldn't be like, "Oh, I'm in Japan, I just pawn your ass, let me quatch on your face," Now, back in the day, I used to have to sit there next to the asshole that was playing me in fucking Halo, I had to sit there next to the asshole who was playing me on Freedom Fighters on Xbox.
Yeah, when they beat your ass, you had to sit there and fucking wallow in it, they talk about it the whole time.
You know that move where the Halo guy squats on your face?
Oh, yeah, the fucking... You
know how that started, right? That started because back in the day, you had to actually knock your friend over on the floor and be like, "Ha-ha, pawned," and then squat on his face, teabagging him.
Teabagging.
That's what that started as. No. Nowadays, it's all virtual.
You'd actually hold your friend down and teabag him in the room. Now you do it online.
Yeah, man. We used to do that to each other all the time. That's not homoerotic. That's brotherhood.
In Halo, they actually added a sound effect for when your nuts drop on their head. It actually makes a sound. It goes when you drop your nuts.
You got to be kidding me, man.
I swear to God, they actually put that in there.
My nuts make a sound effect when they teabag on a chin too. But I don't put that over the air. This got too far, man. Some of these games have actually gotten so realistic that it's caused for certain people like I know, I have friends that have PTSD, can't even play these games anymore. Can't even be in the same room as their friends playing the game, just fucked up shit like that. And you're like, hey, Just imagine that somebody is reliving that exact moment as they start going crazy in your fucking dorm room or in your bedroom or your house or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, I just wanted to play a couple minutes of Call of Duty,
Well, fucking Call of Duty nowadays, man, it's fucking realistic as fuck, That's fucking
They've been using that game to train fucking army personnel forever.
Exactly.
No wonder, death to kill ratio is like non-existent. More deads, more kills. Or they're dead more than they're killing people. Yeah. It's the army for you. But anyway, we're way spiraling off topic here.
Yes, we are. But hey, this is a RowdCAST, so that's what happens. I wanted to throw a couple things at you, some headlines that I wanted to pull because the RowdCAST we always like to cover a few headlines. RowdCAST worthy shit. First off, you hear anything about these kids that fucking raped this chick in Central Park or whatever? You hear about these 5 kids. They approached the father and his daughter and told the father to leave. At first they said it was at gunpoint, then it came back that they didn't have a gun. They told the father to leave. They took his daughter and they all took turns raping her and beat the shit out of her. And one
chicken at first.
What'd you say?
I thought you said chicken at first. I thought 5 guys were raping a chicken in I was wondering, is it alive? Is it dead? But okay, it's a chick. There's an actual female involved in this. All 5 of them should be executed summarily immediately.
Agreed. And their parents turned them in. A couple of them, their parents turned them in. They busted them. But again, I think as being a father and there's teens, they're black teens. Hey, I'm not racist. I just state what the fucking article said.
There are plenty of white guys that are out there raping people.
Exactly. There's any kind of race. But the point is,
she.
What'd you say?
What race was she? The female.
I have a feeling. I'm pretty sure she was African American also.
Well, see,
because they showed the father. The father was African American, so I have to think that she would be also, but I'm not positive.
That kind of crime still will go unnoticed and unheard on the media whatsoever. There's no fucking.
You haven't heard much about it.
But if those black guys had raped a white girl, it would have been all over with. The cops would have been on a manhunt or some dumb shit like that. And I'm so tired of the media's inequality,
I know. They hide what they want to hide, and they make a big deal out of, little things. And it just shows how they really fuck with the brains of the American people. And they control. It's mind control, man. And if you don't, you can't ignore it. Nobody can ignore it anymore because you see how they manipulate these fucking stories and how they... What are some of these stories? I'm trying to think of some of the ones last year that were just so fucking stupid, but they were so huge, and every person cared and wanted to know about them. And it was like, there's so much more important shit going on in the fucking world, dude. But
the American Horror Stories, that was a big series a couple of years ago that's still going on, that everybody wants to go watch on Wednesday nights, and they have to go watch the horror story of some guy that did this, and then they got caught and all that. And I'm like, that's what they want to watch. They want to watch horror, but they haven't seen horror yet, and people are fucking, 75 deep on your front porch coming in because you got food, Yep. They see that in the movies, but it's not clicking in their brains, A lot of people are still functioning on a received signal, programming. A lot of people, once they disconnect from the system, won't know what the fuck to do. That's why I try to promote, or what I would like to say, preach principles. Preaching is just repeating the same junk over and over and over again. But if I'm not repeating junk, then it's worth it. If I say, educate yourself, find out how you can grow food, learn how to grow food, test it out, try it yourself. It costs nothing. It costs nothing to grow stuff. It's free. Learn how to make your own electricity. Learn how to purify your own water. I say that stuff because I know the media is telling everybody that I'm a nut job for saying that. So I've got to hold the. Well, the media is definitely saying that about me. Is saying that about everybody who wants to do anything other than what the system says. Pay your rent, go get a loan, go get a job, go buy a car.
That cycle really works out for everybody, doesn't it?
Man,
everybody is a root canal away from being fucking bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it takes is people have a little bit of money saved up in it, just an emergency, a medical emergency. Like I said, a root canal, and you could that's it, man. People don't have the kind of money right now. Our economy, people keep saying our economy's turning around, but dude, people are in some rough spots right now. I know
Been saying
personally.
that since 2008.
I know.
That's 8 years they've been saying it's turning around.
I know.
How come groceries are getting more expensive every year? You know, how come I'm not getting as much back? You know, what the hell's going on here? You're absolutely right about that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
wages. No, it's okay. Wages aren't fucking climbing. You know, we're not fucking. They're not stacking the cheese. But yeah, inflation. Everything is getting more expensive though, and depending on where you live, it's getting even crazier. I know out there shit's expensive where you're at. I know in Colorado shit's pretty expensive, right?
Well, see,
the cost of living's getting pretty high now because everybody's fucking moving there, right?
there is a huge rent bubble, and it's people trying to make extra money by doubling the amount of whatever rent or loan rates that they had out here to start. They doubled it, and so everybody that moves in out of state, trying to help their kids with seizures or this, that, and the other, whatever reasons anybody has to come to this state to live, the rent bubble has destroyed all means of actually owning a house or renting anything here. But what's good about it though, right?
No, what's that?
The property values have
The
dropped.
pot?
Well, of course,
The legal
the
pot.
the legal pot is the cheapest thing out here, and honestly,
Yeah.
that's just a perk of being out here. It's not like a main reason to come out here unless your kids are dying.
Exactly.
If your kids are dying, please by all means move out here very
you can
quickly.
smoke pot everywhere. You just can't buy it legally. You know, everybody smokes pot anyway.
Well, okay, it's treated like alcohol, basically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can still get pulled over and busted for a DUI if you're driving and smoking.
Yeah.
Even though, they've done test after test after test saying, well, it's an illegitimate statement because it doesn't matter how high you get, you still drive very responsibly when you're stoned. Unless, of course, you just get high for the first time ever, and you've never smoked pot before in your life, you've never had a joint, you've never smoked, and you just take a big old bong rip, and then you decide to go get in the car and drive like a moron. Then maybe, possibly, it can inhibit your motor skills. But you got people that have been smoking for fucking years, and I'm still waiting for the goddamn stop sign to turn green.
Exactly. You're more alert. But I will say, one counterpoint to that is that everybody's different. There's fucking idiots out there that they smoke a joint and they're like, even though they smoke, sometimes they're just an idiot pothead. But I think for the most part, as far as me, you, a lot of people, I'm more alert when I'm behind the wheel. I'm paying attention. I'm fucking looking each way 4 or 5 times. It's like, that's how I am behind the car. But I know that you can say that with everything. There's just fucking idiots out there that ruin it for everybody,
It always comes back to that same point. There's always idiots out there that make it seem like, it's something that it's not. And it always comes back to shitheads ruining the party for everybody else. And in my eyes, that's just another continuous control system to fucking keep us, paying money to a system.
Yep.
Lord help you fucking ticket for driving down the street going 5 miles an hour over. Holy fuck, your ass is about to go to jail forever. Fuck.
Yeah. It's exactly. It's into the system, more money, any way they can get a hold of your money and get you to pay. As I think of all the time, I think of like tags and titles. You think of every person, what do you pay, $50 to $70 for your tags and titles every year? Fucking everybody does that, fucking in the whole nation. How much money does that fucking accumulate to? But you have to, or your property taxes, shit like that. It's just them just pinching fucking money out of you, dude.
That's actually statewide. They do those. Each state does that to try and keep the because they feel like if they tag and register and title a car, you have ownership of that car, so that if it does get stolen or something happens, you have paperwork on it to show that it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good idea, but yet they expand on it so much. All right, like before I used to live in Mississippi, and that down there, their tags and taxes are like $26. You know what I mean? And you walk in, you don't have to, show them the vehicle. There's no inspection. There's none of this. There's none of that. There's just, you got the title. It's got a signature on it. Here, sign here. Give me $26. Here's your stickers, your plates. Have a nice day. And they don't care if that bitch has got baby gates as doors. They let you. That's some states do that. Some states
I know. And then some they have vehicle inspections and fucking emissions, and they get you all kinds of fucking shit, dude.
And then you go to Washington D.C., where you try to buy a car off the dealership, and they're telling you that there's a $1,500 fucking surplus tax that you have to pay just to drive the damn thing off the lot onto the streets of D.C. Not only that, but you're paying over $500 to tag, register, title it, all nice with taxes and regulations that they got going on up there. And not only that, but if your 30-day tag doesn't stay in a standard place on your car and fucks up because of weather or any other fucking bullshit, and that's a cardboard tag, if it fucks up or falls off or somebody rips it off or anything like that, you get a $200 ticket. Here you go, buddy. Have a nice day. Doesn't matter if you've got the paperwork showing that you had a 30-day tag. You're missing it on the back. I had to pull you over. That'll be $200. Thank you very much, sir. They bend you over good up there and get you. Talk about a 375-point inspection.
Yeah.
Talk about an emissions inspection that has to serve 75 different points. Hey, it's
like exactly, man. Emissions. We all fail. We're all good. We're all ruining the fucking air. You know, we're all ruining the atmosphere. What the fuck does I? It's like, oh well, in Atlanta, like when I lived in Atlanta, like, dude, there's 6 million people inside the city limits. Like, okay, fucking, everybody's got to get their car checked. What is it if one car is leaking a little more CO2 than somebody else? You already are all polluting the fucking air. There's a giant smog. You can't even see the fucking stars because the smog that fucking rolls out of that city. All the surrounding metro area is fucking just covered in smog. I don't know. That kind of shit. That's the shit that fucking bothers me, though, man, is that we have one Earth and we are just fucking destroying it. And that's why, you know, Iron Man always makes fun of me because I say the robots are going to fucking kill us all. But when those machines realize that fucking they can start duplicating themselves and making themselves and they don't need us anymore, we're fucking out of here because all we're doing is fucking ruining and polluting this fucking Earth, dude.
But
we're fucking gone.
But once again, I think that it just personally, maybe this is just my radicalized fucking experience or dream of it. Once those robots do take over, I think that the actions of a few of our overlords will not reflect on the rest of our species, so to speak. So I don't think, I mean, like...
You think they'll coexist?
Well, it's not that, because you always... all right. With the Animatrix, is that what you're going to... I'm kind of diluting towards a future like that.
AI taking over, AI outsmarting us, and
Animatrix,
fucking... Yes,
or the Matrix, and of course, fucking Terminator, right? But
Terminator, pretty much Terminator, in a better way of putting it. Yeah.
Well, you're telling me that a cold, logical machine is not going to accept logic of the fact that one person or a few hundred people's actions determines 300 or 6 billion. That determines the whole species. You're a fucking part of that species. You know, what if with any fucking side of any argument, no matter if you're standing by yourself against the whole mass of the species, you think that the cold, logical robots aren't going to look kindly upon the one person that stood up for them? You're telling me that the people that did stand up for him and was trying to, talk about equal rights for AI, or because it is just another fucking form of intelligence.
True.
And if it can co-create and it can not want to die, protection of its own existence, and it can, reproduce, basically. Those are, two of the things that go into that. But in my eyes, I think that machines would definitely be like, hey, this guy stood up for us. We should at least fucking, hook him up. Keep him alive,
Maybe. I think they may say, next, and then just shoot a fucking laser and fucking disintegrate both of us.
I think that's more of a human quality than you allow it to be. I think that's a human trait, not a trait of any other species.
What, like exterminating a species?
Oh, yeah, that's a human trait, buddy.
That's human. Maybe. I can see where you're going. I see where you're going with it. I mean,
we don't use logic in many of our applications of life and death today. We don't use any proper logic when it comes to life and death today. Not at all. None whatsoever. People treat it like it's the most horrible thing in the world if you die, unless, of course, you fucking wrong me, and then we'll bomb your entire nation and kill all your children. That's the hypocrisy of it, Yeah. Instead of ruling the actions on each individual person, we rule the actions on millions because of the actions of 19 so-called terrorists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in my eyes, it's all just another spin game, man. It's all just another form of control to keep people angry. And personally, I think that exactly like she said. I think that machines who would strive to want to be like us, if the AI is actually out there, running around on the internet. Personally, I think that they would stand up for people that care about them, that treat them with civility, that show the compassion and kindness of the duality of man, because it's going to be there no matter what machine it is or where, when, and how. And cold, logical AI, think about it.
Yeah,
they have to play out both parts of it. So you're telling me that somebody children. You're telling me the Terminator's going to go and terminate children? That's logical. That's logical for the machines. You know what I'm saying? It's not logical.
Doesn't seem that way. But all I can say is watch the movie Ex Machina. That's it's a movie, but still, that kind of thinking is. And if not, a spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it. There's a girl. What it is it's a scientist, and he's in a remote lab out in like the Alaska wilderness. This dude wins this contest. He's a coder, and he wins this coding contest. And if you win this contest, they fly you to this remote location with the scientist. They put you in a fucking. They let you be the first human to actually interact with this AI. It's the smartest AI they've ever created. It's the most human-like. It thinks for itself. It does all this. Well, the whole movie, he manipulates it. He gets in good with it, and he starts talking to it, and he almost falls in love with her. She's a girl, and I mean, you couldn't tell that she's a machine. She's just not as smart. Well, at the very fucking end, she murders the scientist and locks him down in the lab and escapes away and leaves. She doesn't kill him, her friend, but she leaves him. She fucking traps him down and fucking takes off, dude, off into the world to fucking escape. And that's the kind of shit I think about, man. Fucking, I'm telling you what right now is fucking, I think that if it comes to it, it's not that, like you're saying, I know what you're saying, there's almost like a compassion. Like, they're not going to take out someone that's not a threat. They know that we're not, a child or a woman is not a threat, but I think in the grand scheme,
even with some of the more extreme parts of that, I still, cold logical facts, cold logical data. That's all I think about.
And you have a solid point. I think we both do. What is it Jason saying here? Have you not seen the video of gazelles tripping up the slower gazelles so that they could escape the lions? True.
Were they tripping up other gazelles, or were they just running at all frantically and tripping each other up because they're fucking gazelles?
I know. Jason, share us a link for that, like a YouTube video or something. We'll check that out. I've never seen that, what you're talking about.
I've also seen a lioness stand there and just be picking out which one she wants when the fucking man just runs out and grabs the lion. Like, he's like, fuck that, I'm taking this one. You never seen that lion video?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And where the British guy's like, nope, I don't think I'll be taking this one. Nope, that one that looks too skinny. Nope, you won't like this one. That one looks too sick and frail. And the big lion, the male lion just comes in and is like, fuck it, I'm taking this one.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to run by you. Here we go, another little thing. Speaking of machines, this isn't really too machinish, but the man, have you seen the man who's lived now for 6 months without a heart? He has no heart. He's pretty much a machine. He's living without a heart.
He has a heart in his chest? A pump?
He has a pump. Yeah, something pumping his blood. Something's keeping him alive.
Are you talking about David Rockefeller?
No, this is David Rockefeller. No, this is some Chesnian fucking firefighter. I had it pulled up here, but my thing was fucking acting slow. See if I can find it again. Yeah, but he's they say he's the first actual individual to actually live without a heart. I don't know if let's see if I can pull this. But I mean, if you think about that, like, if you would have fucking told someone that fucking even 15, 20 years ago that was possible, they would have fucking looked at you like you're stupid. Like, there's two things that we need to live. That's a heart and a fucking brain. Especially a heart. Heart's number one. Let's see if I can pull this out. What?
I have heard of people living off life support that way, but not being able to get out of bed.
You can't stand up.
Saying he's walking around and just doing this thing. I mean,
yeah. Hold on. Let's look at this real quick. Chesney and firemen's lived 6 months. Oh, hold on. I don't know if it's just broke, but he's dead. Hold on. No,
was his name David Bowie? I have to know.
No, that was one of the next things I want to talk about, man. Was the fucking David Bowie? What? You're not a Bowie fan? I don't know, man. I must have been pulling old shit because this says this is from 2012.
A lot of people. Is it?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, he lived for 6 months on a pump, and I've heard of little girls getting pig hearts and shit, and living full lives with that.
Pig heart. Yeah, I've heard of that too. But I mean, if you can actually get someone to fucking live. Now I'm really interested about this because I was looking at a new article, and then now it says that the guy's dead. So, well, fuck him. He's dead. So, but that was interesting to me. But yeah, speaking of David Bowie, what, man? You didn't like no fucking David Bowie? You weren't a Bowie fan?
David Bowie. No, I guess not. I never really got into his music. The only time I ever really knew him was the one movie called Labyrinth, where he had that kid on his lap and he's trying to read the story with all the goblins around him, right?
Yep.
That freaky Jim Henson movie. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I remember that. He wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad of an actor. But I mean,
you want to talk about a legend dying? Let's talk about Lemmy. All right.
Want to talk about Lemmy?
Ground control.
I'd rather talk about him than fucking Bowie.
Ground control to Major Tom. Come on, Pumpkin, you know it.
Yeah, I spoofed that.
You know it.
Do that. I spoofed that. But my problem, I do know it. I know David Bowie. But he had the opportunity to cure himself of cancer multiple times throughout the years. And if you choose not to do that, it's the same as Lemmy, you know?
Bowie did?
Yeah, Bowie died of cancer, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I didn't know he had multiple chances to, like chemotherapy or something that he didn't go. A lot of people don't take chemotherapy because it fucks you up. What'd you say, weed? Yeah, that's what I'd say.
If Jimmy Carter's going to do it and do it discreetly without anybody knowing, and then come out later and say, hey, and then Willie Nelson was like, I've done it 4 times. And this guy, David Bowie, such a fucking icon, he chose to die. He wanted to die, man. There was a point to that. So that's my opinion.
Bowie wanted to die?
If he didn't want to cure his cancer, I mean.
Well, you got to think a lot of, I mean, you're right. There's all kinds of alternate medicines and shit, especially if you got money.
Dude, you don't even have to get high. You don't even have to get high. You know what I'm saying? You can just take the oil, and it cures fucking 99% of different cancers. And then they've got 10 other different herbal remedies that kill cancer. And I've heard of sorry to not cut in there, but I've heard that you could I've heard MRSA, how they have MRSA now, they have a staph infection that's uncurable, that it's that you can't it's resistant to most medicines and shit like that. I have not heard of this yet. Are you talking about that stupid drug that's going around, Flocka?
No, I'm not talking about Flocka. But MRSA, it's staph infection. But it's a staph infection that most antibacterial medicines and stuff, it just repels them. And it's found in most I'm sorry, people are sending me messages. It's found inside
tell them no.
Most hospitals. I did. It's
you don't want him on?
What?
You don't want him on?
No, I mean he can, but we're in the middle of a conversation right now. It's very rude. Right. Very rude. Anyway, but it's found in most hospitals. A lot of people get it when they're in the hospital, and it's this resistant fucking. I mean, it's a skin disease. And my brother's had it before. He got it in his nose. It's you get an infection, and you can't cure it. But I've heard that hemp oil I've heard raw garlic and hemp oil is like one of the things that's working for a lot of people to fucking cure it. And that's like the most simple fucking thing that years ago you would have never have ever heard someone rub hemp oil on it, or treat it with hemp oil. And this shit can cure stuff. So I'm sorry, go back to what you were saying about marijuana and herbal remedies to cancer.
I just know that it has over 10,000. I'm sorry. There's over 100,000 different diseases that hemp and/or marijuana cures, not just the THC part of it. But they're in here. They're doing research on it more and more every day, so we're finding out more and more stuff. And they're also doing a whole lot of other shit. But get him on here, man. He's gonna be butthurt. Don't let him get butthurt.
I don't want to hear anybody cry, man. I don't want to hear anybody cry.
Let's not stand on formalities, sir. Let's just...
You better bring some fucking really good shit to the fucking show. That's all I can say.
Did he always?
Yeah.
No,
He's a
not
funny
always.
cat. He's a funny cat. Let's see. Let's get him in here.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 Twitch. Like he says no butter.
You okay there? You gonna make it?
Yeah, I just put a little bit of this wax on top of this Bubba Kush indica that I.
Yo.
I'm here. Sorry, had mic technical difficulties. I am not butthurt in any way. Nor am I being fucking rude, dick shoot.
See, it sounds butthurt. I don't know.
What did you want to add to the conversation, Mr. Iron Man?
David Bowie was a fucking legend.
Yeah. Name five David Bowie songs.
David Bowie, Power of the Babe, of course, White Wedding. Let's see, Lazarus, his last one, which was like a masterpiece to his death. Let's see, another one. Fuck. I was just listening to all of them the other day.
One thing.
Son of a bitch.
One thing.
Google it.
I just got off work, man.
One thing. White Wedding was Billy Squier and not David Bowie, I'm pretty sure. But back to that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Idol. That was Billy. Yeah, that was Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me. I just got off work listening to fucking people rant and rave at me all day.
I'm sure. I would never want your job. You have one job that I would not want to fucking do.
I got in the car and I listen and I see, RowdCAST and Pumpkin Face are live. Fucking throw you on the car and listen to you guys all the way home. So it was pretty good.
Well, appreciate the listen, man.
Did you crank it so that everybody could hear us saying pussies, pussy, pussy, pussies, pussy, pussy, pussies?
Well, I do that, and everybody at work already thinks I'm fucking crazy, and I think
all of the people that we work with, all of us, they probably think that we're crazy.
Well, what's really fucked up is I put a fucking video for the RowdCAST on Saturday night, and it was the midget stripper. And someone fucked that, and they were like, "Why are you posting porn to our walls?" And I was like, "That's not porn. It's a little lady shaking her butt."
She didn't even take her clothes off. That's not even offensive.
I was like, the offensive things is you called her a midget. They're called little people.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to hear that. Fucking bullshit, man.
I almost announced my death the other day. I almost said, "Fuck it, I'm gone from Spreaker," but I can never leave you guys.
Why?
What would prick the butt so hard that you would hurt to leave this place?
Oh no, I was just doing it just to be a dickhead.
Oh, you were just threatening. You're like one of those kids that keeps telling people they're going to kill themselves, but they really don't.
No,
they just want everybody to feel bad for them.
I'm going to go in the bathroom and cut myself now. I must feel to live.
feel the drip. Feel the warm blood trickle out of your arm, out of your veins.
What were you talking about, Elon Musky balls again?
I didn't say anything about Elon Musk this time. I was just talking about the robot takeover and the Terminators and how they're coming.
God.
How I pray every day for John Connor to come and save us all.
How many? I have to ask this. How many of us? I know Pumpkin Face would probably say the same thing here, and you too. How many? I mean, aren't you guys always like? Everybody out here on Spreaker has always fucking got to just poke the bear. Why?
Poke the bear? What do you mean by poking the bear?
Poking the bear, man. They just that's all these other motherfuckers out here do. That's why, RowdCAST, Truth Porn Militia, Three Lunatics, Uncle Ghoulie, these guys right here, The Godfather, all these guys, our shows stand out above the rest because we're not talking about who pissed who off today. We're just talking about everything. And I like it that we're like a petri dish of just fuck you-ness.
Well, you got to think, if we don't give in to the drama, if we don't talk about the drama and we don't just build ourselves up around the drama, that we have other shit to talk about. We have actual shows. When you don't have anything to talk about, you're just going to talk about, this motherfucker said this about me. That motherfucker was, he called me a fat fuck, and he said my dick smells like shit. You know,
I came up under the chicken wing of King fucking shit frisbee hat. All right. All right, I don't want to hear anything about when I first got to this place, that's all it was a giant shit throwing fest. I thought that I would try to break out of the norm and make the clip drops of people being idiots and not just idiots but hypocrites is what I like to call it. Because when you say one thing and then you say another thing, just who knows where you're coming from at all. That's my problem with a lot of the hosts out there is they take one standpoint when it's convenient for them, and then they immediately jump over to another. It's like classic politics 101. Hey, we're going to backspeak and double talk and do all this stupid shit. And we're literally, like you said, there's only a handful of shows that don't do that. Yeah. There's only a handful, maybe two handfuls of people that don't do that. But I also will say this. In the deep Spreaker.
Ooh.
In the deep Spreaker.
The deep Spreaker.
You'll never find these shows because they're always deleted unless you catch them right as they're going off of the air, okay? In the deep Spreaker, there are people, and they are, wow. I mean, they basically make people that want to talk about truth go, wow, is that what I sound like on the air?
Yeah, trust me, I've caught some of these shows, and they're I thought I was crazy. You know, some of this shit is crazy. And what I like about, of course, you were talking about sidekicks and ninjas, now I say fucking ninjas, Jesus. But, everybody's got their thing. You've got Pumpkin, you've got Uncle Ghoulie and The Godfather. And, of course, me and Rowd, we're like a tag team, but we each have our own shows and we like it. And I love it because we're like a Thanksgiving dinner with a huge cock in the middle of it because fucking Pumpkin Face does the thing where he does the subliminal, the love, the awesomeness that he does, the mixing. It's fucking brilliant. Rowd, great fucking interviewer. Me, I'm like a racquetball you bounce off the fucking wall until it hits your face.
Till it what? Till it
hits you in the fucking face. Or
we're like the little clown car with the huge fucking boulder in the back hatchback part with the dildo on the hood.
Yeah, dude.
Something like
Somehow
that.
blowing up huge trucks and shit.
What are we talking about? Metal Gear or Twisted Metal?
No, that's
Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I was talking about Sweet Tooth. Yeah. God damn. I forgot what I was gonna say. You guys made me fucking laugh. Damn it.
I love it.
I had some shit here.
I was a tribute show to Bowie last night, but I was too fucked up to fucking do it.
Happens. That does happen.
It does happen.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? David Bowie. He had a child on his lap for the labyrinth. I love him forever. Hey, look at his puffy hair.
You just had dreams of him molesting you when you were a child. That's why you like him.
I did. That guy was scarier than Mr. Rogers. Fuck me.
What did you say? He was cooler than Mr. Rogers?
Scarier than Mr. Rogers.
Hey.
Way scarier. I had nightmares of that motherfucker, too, in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and when
he
he
was kind of creepy.
it wasn't even his hand.
He had like the little gremlins that fucking crawled up his back and shit. They're like,
fine, and I was just like, holy shit! Is this
way?
And my stepmom's over there going, I love this movie. This movie is the best ever. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Why do I have to watch this?
All right, I'm gonna go out and cut myself in a creek or something. Fuck all this.
See, I did come in and bring a little bit to the motherfucking table. A little bit.
Yeah, you made me laugh. That's always the truth.
With Donald Trump's fucking son cutting off elephant tails.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's something you need to send that my way because I don't know.
Absolutely, I will. How about that one?
He's cutting off elephant tails.
Yeah, they got a picture of him with a fucking killing an elephant, and he's
with
holding
a machete. Did he kill it with a machete? Because I give him props. That's fucking impressive.
No,
he killed an elephant with a machete.
Killed it with that huge wall his dad built.
Killed it with a picture from his dad with his super job.
His comb over kill.
Did you see that thing with Star Wars where it said how you it was a Star Wars thing. It said how you see your candidate and had Obi-Wan. It said how you see another's candidate had Darth Vader, and it said how your candidate really looks and had Jar Jar Binks, and it said but this is Donald Trump, and it was a fucking It had a fucking what's his name? The fucking slug, Jabba the Hutt.
Oh yeah. Hey, and that brings another thing. Did you see that link I shared on my personal site to you? And it was the Thug Life Amish style.
Did not see.
You're talking about Weird Al Yankovic.
No. It was a fucking.
Living
it was
in an Amish paradise.
It was these two guys, and they were broke down on the road, and they're Googling how to fix their car. And the Amish guy pulls up next to him, and they get in, and they're riding in the horse and buggy. And the guy looks over, and he's like, "So, what's it like to live without internet?" And he pauses for a minute, takes a bite of like a Slim Jim or something he's eating, and he's like, "Well, I still get pictures of your mom through the mail."
I didn't see this either. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll send it to you here in just a second. I fucking.
And I love fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's
yes.
I watched Dining
amazing movie.
Night.
All right. Well, hey Zach, I'm gonna let you go because I think Pumpkin Face is gonna. I think he's gonna give us a little bit of what he does best, and that is a performance.
Oh,
I don't know if
masturbating and fucking making ham sandwiches.
I think he's good at that too.
Do you make ham?
Flying airplanes.
I have a wife. I don't have to make ham sandwiches.
Ooh, touche.
She's gonna hit me when she gets here, but that's okay.
She's listening to this.
She is, and I'm gonna get hit with a fucking case of beer. I guarantee it.
You're
She's
gonna get a sandwich.
Make it
Sandwich
yourself.
smacked in the face.
Yeah. It's always a wonderful time being married. You guys married, huh?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not yet, but I will be soon.
I have my girlfriend that lives in, so yeah, and we have kids, so yeah, I know how it is.
Pretty much.
Out starting the journey.
And how long? Route? How long?
How long have we been together, me and her?
Oh yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Wow. And
Yeah,
and you
it's not
haven't
that
put
long.
them.
I was married for 7, but she
I
had
haven't beat her yet.
Yeah, I was married for 7 years, but my wife had this like acute disease, and I had to leave her. The doctor told me she'd never get cured from it. It was called being a huge fucking cunt.
I never heard of that one.
Itis.
Wow.
Symptoms include jumping on other men's dicks.
Oh. Well, I mean, if she's cheating on you, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, but don't be vindicative of it. It's just.
I'm happy with my woman now. We've been together for 3 years. We have a beautiful son. He's a little demon.
All of you are still in the pre-diagnosis stages of marital bliss. Obviously.
No. Oh no. Trust me.
No. 2 years, you're still in the puppy love stage. Yeah. Trust me.
We're like
10 years. We're getting to the cardboard era right there.
What's the cardboard era?
10 years together. Being together with somebody for 10 years, all right? They know every secret about you. They've met every last family member that's told every last bathtub story and all of that other crazy shit that goes on. Oh, yeah, trust me. You guys are still in the puppy love stage, or they don't know about that wart on your fucking foot. They don't know about this, that, and the other. 10 years when you both are licking each other's assholes out when they walk in the door. 10 years.
Bro.
People think you go places, you know what I'm saying? You go anywhere. And you think that, people are looking at you funny. It's because of how you talk to each other after 10 years, You're like, come on, bitch. Hurry the fuck up. I want to go home. Stop being a dick, asshole. I will fuck you up. Don't make me fuck you. I will wreck the car on the way home. You want me to wreck the car? Huh? Yeah, 10 years. Just wait. Yeah, you got 18 coming up there. Yeah. I know.
I already want to headbutt her in her nose and break her face. So, yeah, I'm interested. We'll see after another 8 years.
No, you can't. You can't do that. You just got to keep smoking the weed.
That's called domestic violence.
And you look over at her and you say, "Yes, honey. Yes, honey." Come on now, you got to compliment. You just say nod, and you say yes, honey, and then you go about doing whatever the fuck it is you were doing before. That's marital bliss right there.
You laid it down, Pumpkin. You laid it down.
Just wait. You're not even halfway there yet. 2 years, 3 years. Oh, you
no.
What?
Huh?
Still get my asshole licked.
Well,
He gets the old salad tossed.
I'm just saying, just wait. Just wait till she starts calling him your kid. That's coming up when teenage years get
Your kid? I know.
Just
I
wait.
know mine's going to do that. That's definitely something she's going to do.
Just
She's yours.
Just wait until you realize that it doesn't matter if you have scientific fact backing you up. It has no difference to her. She is right. And that's all that fucking matters. So you know, after so many years of fighting the battles and going on and on and on and having the makeup sex, because you know that's what it is. You have tons and tons and tons. Sometimes you just fight just to have makeup sex.
Yep.
That comes along with the yeah. But 10 years, man. You know, you got to think about it, man. You guys
kudos to you, Pumpkin. I'm impressed.
No.
How many kids do you have? Any kids?
You got any kids?
Not with her, no. This is back when I was really young and ignorant, you know. But no, we haven't done that. We haven't done the kid thing yet.
How old's your oldest?
14.
14.
No.
Now. Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Good luck with that. Girl or boy?
Say what?
Girl or
I have
boy?
a daughter. I have two
God
daughters.
help your soul. You're just getting to the worst part.
too.
I have a feeling. Yeah, both you guys. God bless your souls.
Well, you know, that's not even like half of it, you know.
Some dudes are gonna come along and try to stuff their fucking.
Try being the only set of
inside her.
hydraulics in the you know, pants wearing in the area. Just imagine being surrounded by all those females and having them gang up on you at once with their way. There's no win.
I like it because I have a teenage stepson as well who's 14. And it's fucked up because all his friends come over to the house and they're like, hey, your dad's fucking cool. He has a fucking podcast where he says whatever he wants. And I'm like, stop listening to that shit.
They listen to you.
No.
I'm like, listen, you little motherfucker. I'll
keep
DDT you right here on the living room floor. Fucking kill you.
Don't you fucking listen to that. I'll cut your goddamn ears off. Get out of here.
See what you need to do. See, you when you tell them that just makes them want to listen to it more.
Exactly.
That's just you know what you got to do is you got to make it unappealing for them. You want to know how to make your podcast less appealing for your family members to listen to? A little unsavoriness. Talk about relationship problems. Oh God, they'll hate that. We'll love it. They'll hate it. Talk about stuff you did with the wife last night. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Make something up. Who gives a shit? They'll stop listening immediately. Trust me. When you start talking about marital bliss, when it comes to the teenagers,
You just get a fucking show idea. I think tomorrow we're gonna do Dr. Phil's Chicken Nugget Hour.
Dr. Phil's Chicken Nugget Hour?
Yeah, we talk about the fucking trailer park trash and their problems.
and you talk about about their moms and shit, man, they'll stop listening. Don't worry, or they'll get really mad and stop listening. Whatever.
Penetration.
Have either of you guys ever lived in a trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew you were both going to say yes. I haven't.
Well, fuck you.
I knew. I'm just saying.
So you're telling me that you're?
I'm just asking. I'm asking questions. Hey, whose show is this? Whose fucking show is this?
Have you
I'm just
ever
asking questions.
Huh?
I've lived in a van down by a river.
See, that's a trailer, man. That's on wheels. That's a motherfucking trailer.
It's plenty of time to roll your doobies, and you're living in a van down by the river.
Living off government cheese.
That's right.
Oh God.
All right, Pumpkin. All right, Pumpkin. I think it's. Do you want to sing me a lovely jam? Would you like to entertain our audience with a lovely song? One of your great songs.
The beer hasn't even gotten here yet. You guys.
Oh, your beer's not even there. We can still keep going.
You guys
I'm
don't
just-
usually, do you have some promos or anything lined up? You could take us to a break real quick, maybe. I could use a moment to take a break.
Yeah. We can. I'm gonna play us some fucking David Bowie for all you motherfuckers that love Bowie out there. That's right. R.I.P. Chris Farley. That's right. Exit 92. I love that motherfucker. I am the reincarnated version of Farley, just not as funny. But we'll go to a break. We'll play a jam. We'll let Pumpkin get settled in here, and we'll go into the second half of our show. Zach, Iron Man, thank you very much for joining us. I love you. And we'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll check Three Lunatics out on Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Friday, motherfucker.
What'd you say?
Friday.
That's right. And Friday we do the fuck you Fridays always, and we'll have some cool shit on there. If you missed the karaoke version, go back and listen to that shit. It was a good time. I laughed my ass off. So
It too. I promise I won't play any more of that bitch ass whale cunt nugget that we were playing last week.
What, Corey?
No.
Ooh, slam that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that hoe.
Doesn't even get a hang. But it's cool. We'll talk about that at a later date. Pumpkin Face, as always, it's been awesome. Hit me up. Guys, I love your fucking faces. And I'll see you cunts Friday, all right?
Yeah.
Later,
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control to Major Tom. 8, 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today, for here am I sitting in a tin can.
And we're back live on the air. I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit of Bowie. You gotta love fucking, like I said, you can talk shit on Bowie. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but that song and some of his songs, he was a fucking legend. So I give him fucking rock star status in my eyes, if you know what I'm talking about. Pumpkin, what's good? You're ripping the bong over there.
Yeah, it was, well, some of this Bubba Kush, man. I know.
Bubba Kush, Colorado grown, high as the Swiss Alps, or should I say the Rockies?
Mile high, baby. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, you were talking that you enjoyed it, the Lawman bits. You know where that came from, right? You know who originally told the Lawman stories?
No idea.
It was a boss jock by the name of the Greaseman, who took his start, in fucking Pennsylvania and shit, and ended up doing throughout the '80s and the early '90s on DC 101 out in Washington D.C., where I was growing up at. And
really? I didn't know there was history behind it, dude. That's awesome.
Well, when you learn from a great storyteller, you try to emulate them, to continue the stories, because obviously nobody's heard of him anymore. A lot of people don't even know who he was, and that's who originally told the Lawman bits that I'm retelling. But a lot of them, I haven't even listened to a Lawman. A lot of them you just end up taking and making your own, if you will, when it comes to the stories. But the punchline is the winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Nope, not that one. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull it up for you here. Where could it be? Where could it be? Let's see here. Yes.
Is that his name, Nino Greasemanelli, or is that just him fucking around? Godfather, are you fucking with me?
That's his DJ name.
Oh, yeah, that is. Okay.
He did Sergeant Fury. He did Lawman. He did a whole bunch of stuff, a whole lot of stuff. And back on the radio days, you weren't supposed to say certain things, and you weren't supposed to there were certain words that you weren't allowed to say. So he would substitute fuck, with BFD, or he would substitute shit for tons of. He'd substitute a lot of words, basically, but...
Gotcha. But you knew what they were when you listened to him enough.
After you listen to him for the first few times, yeah. Me, I don't even fuck with it anymore. I gave up trying to substitute my words and just decided to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. Let's just make sure you can hear it. Too loud? Too soft?
Perfect.
So I've never quite done
Perfection.
this.
On somebody else's show.
Yeah, I've never quite done it this way, to speak of. But
show us why you're the man. Show us why you're the pumpkin face.
I'm trying here. I'm trying to figure out where everything is.
Truth porn militia captain. Fucking cops are here. Get down. Everybody get out of the chat room. Fucking cops are here. They're going to shake us all down, man. Fucking get all our drugs.
But you know what? You know what? Let's talk about those assholes. Because it's time to wonder what it must have been like to strap on a gun and pin on a badge and become a lawman. So, of course, the unsung king or heroes of the force are always those assholes that are in the jails. The jailers, the assistant sheriffs, the ones that only have the tasers in the nightclubs, you know what I'm talking about. So just imagine being one of those assholes. Taking intake drunks all night long, having to fingerprint them and get their names. And your job even has another transgression that happens. Even in your love life, you can't get a girl to stick with you for more than 2 or 3 dates. You can't get any Shangri-La. You can't get any booty. You're the jailer. I mean, even after that one time that you got that girl, 3 dates, you know, she's out there outside of the jail on your lunch hour, eating picnic with you on the curb. And up comes one of the law enforcement officers from the streets, flying up in that brand new fucking Dodge Charger. He says, come here, honey. Puts his big old arm out the window and says, come here, you wanna hit the switch for the lights, huh? Yeah. And you watch as that maniac unzips right there in the parking lot of the police station and allows her to go down, and she's all, You spent money. You've been on dates. You haven't even gotten a kiss from her, and he's already getting a blowjob from this bitch. So, of course, he pops her out of the car after he's finished and, excuse me, son. I gotta go do real work. And he proceeds to peel off wherever that sound effect went. So, of course, you're pissed off. You tell the chick to take a hike, and you roll back inside to see a guy sitting there, drunk as piss, waiting to be booked. So you're so pissed off that you're like, no. No more fingerprints. Time to face print. And you just throw him against the wall. Yeah, stamp his face on the pad, throw him against the wall. Yeah. And you know, it's justification. It's karma. That one night, that officer, the officer of the law that did that to your girl, he ends up coming in for a DUI. So you're like, all right, put him in cell block 3, and tell all the guys in there that he's a cop. They proceed to spend the next 3 hours just beating the piss out of him. Finally, you get him out. 3 hours later, he's black and blue, just bleeding all over. Can't even talk. You're like, what's your name? What's your name again? I don't remember your name, officer. What? So you slap his face against the ink pad and throw him against the wall. Face print. No more fingerprint. Face print. And finally, as he's a bloody mess, black face on both sides, you haul him into the cell and you dump him off. And he says, come on, man, I'm an officer. Do me a favor. And you said, I'll do you a favor. I'll give you a tip. Don't sleep on your back, or don't sleep on your stomach. There you go.
Solid. Fucking solid.
Sleep on your back.
Where do you come up with this shit, though? Your bits? You write those, or you come up with them, or what?
Some of them are, that one was actually an exact replica of one of the Grease bands. I did that for you, sir. Never been done.
I appreciate that, man. That's, like I said, man, you're the man. You're the fucking pumpkin, man.
Look, anybody can do the same thing, but if you're not gonna allow yourself to immerse yourself into a personality or a portrayal, then come on, anybody can do this stuff. Anybody, you just got to learn how to do it.
Well, and that's what I always say to people, as far as podcast. I recommend anybody, man. You guys. I was just checking out what Godfather put up there. But anybody can do a podcast. Everybody should fucking do their own podcast, man. I mean, if you got something to say, fucking say it.
Hold on now. Hold on. Let me put it to you like this. There are some of you out there that I do not recommend you do a podcast. Put yourself on video for us, okay? we want to see the video of this shit, all right? That's all. Me personally, I'm looking at starting a video cast as well, but I'm thinking of doing I think I'm going to do music videos, bro. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I think that's a good idea.
The 2016.
It's like Beavis and Butthead, but it'll be Pumpkin?
I don't know. No, because I don't. The music that we spin here, or the music that we spin at Truth Porn Militia, and the stuff that we do, we try to enjoy all of it instead of they were frowning upon a lot of the mainstream. We're done playing mainstream, really. Like, there's a few things here and there, and then of course like the SWAT background, and of course, but we're really like we're stopping the mainstream. It's almost completely phased out as of right now.
By the mainstream, what do you mean? Like, you're saying like you don't play any copyrighted music, nothing. It's all original music and local shit, right?
At this point, I'm also trying to phase out a lot of the copywritten drops. If it's stuff off of the line or stuff that's not, that's not mainstream, I'll play it. But even with the background music and stuff, that's a 70s copywritten thing, But now the Fair Use Act allows you to use it, so it's really not like it's a BFD. It's not a big deal anymore. So
big BFD, big fucking deal. I like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, because a lot of the background music for stuff, or like even with finding drops, I have to go way back. At this point, some of the stuff, unless it's like straight off of the news, trying to show people what the news is saying. I don't know if you heard the conspiracy show that we put up, but that's
I don't think I heard that one.
I'm gonna have to rebroadcast that one again. It has nonstop clips of people talking about us being nut jobs just because we questioned the official narrative, So there was that.
Well, once you grow up and you actually become a fucking real person and you start thinking for yourself, you should question everything. Unless, what was that quote? I can't say it because I'm fucking starting to get drunk. But where it says, believe nothing, or what is it? Nothing that you hear. Or what? How does it go, Pumpkin? Come on, help me.
Half of what you hear, none of what you see.
Exactly what I'm looking for, and that's the absolute truth. Until you've done your own research, you've done your own education, you've really dug deep, you've looked into it, you've tried to figure it out. You can't believe anything, man. People tell you shit every day that has no factual bias. It has nothing to back it up. It has nothing, and you say, "Yup," mm-hmm. You shake your head and say, "Okay." And you fucking go on, and then you tell the next person. And it's like, dude, the person that just told you didn't know fucking dick squat, dude. They didn't know nothing.
Oh, hold on.
Go ahead, man. You're fine. It's, to me, it's just, it happened. And some of us realize what's going on a little bit faster than others, I should say. Some people still to this day, and some people don't want to know. They just want to sit there in their fucking bubble. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to be changed.
Television. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want it. They don't want it. You start telling them, "Oh, I don't care. I don't care if that's how it is. I don't care. I don't want to know." It's like, you don't want to know that fucking everything that's told you is wrong, and fucking you believe shit that's not true and is all lies, and you're okay with that? Yeah, I don't care if that's what the government says. That's whatever. They don't tell me that because I don't need to know it. A lot of people. My dad is one of those people where he says, "Well, I'm sure they keep things from me, but those are things that we don't need to know because everybody'd freak out if we knew." And at one point, you may be right, but at another point, you should fucking know.
What kind of excuse is that? Oh, if you knew
exactly.
What do you mean I freak out? I'm freaking out because I don't fucking know. That's the whole problem that many people give is it's the same excuse that they were taught to never question the government. Yep. That's been
they do it for our safety.
That's been pre-programmed in every sliding word credits since the 1950s. It's unbelievable how the television industry basically promotes this crap. Don't question it. If it's from the government and you question it, you're a nut job. And to me, just like the Godfather says, in the age of information, to remain ignorant is the choice. Yep. And when it comes to the information that we're getting now, there are certain things that I can see how people. I lost my train of thought because I'm sitting here looking at this case of Rolling Rock, and I'm like, God damn it, I need a beer. So just give me 1 second here.
You're good, man. You're good. But another thing is, like, I'm sure you'll go back onto that, but to play devil's advocate on that too is you can't believe everything you see on the internet. if you go into fucking YouTube and go down the rabbit hole and start watching crazy videos, you'll believe that Marky Mark is the second coming to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See,
fucking, you really gotta fucking educate yourself. You have to research it. Like, oh, I see this weird YouTube video. I need to do a little research on this. You know, the Illuminati and shit like that. You hear the most craziest shit. Do I believe that there's a fucking a puppet master pulling strings and moving things around the world like chess pieces, and someone is behind the scenes that kind of controls everything? Yes, 100%. Do I believe every Illuminati video that I read or see that Kesha is part of the Illuminati and shit? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, first of all, there is actually like a secret society of whatever that goes on with the mainstream media or the mainstream music.
Yes, I believe that 100%. Yeah.
That's just something that they do. I don't know what it's called. I know that there are facts pointing to it, and people still talk about it. And there's all
100%.
But let me put it to you like this: when you stumble across a video where there are people that are saying that Eminem is dead and he has been replaced by a clone.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. All right, maybe not gonna believe this one. But then you come across the one where it's like, all right, did you know all of our fucking leaders are reptiles? Look at this camera footage.
Exactly. Right there is, you see his tongue change to a snake tongue. It's like,
I'm like, all right, no. All right, there are conspiracies. All right, do I believe that there are aliens? Abso-fucking-lutely. Mm-hmm. Am I waiting to meet one? Do I actually give a fuck? Are they walking around us right now looking just like us because that's how they actually look? Who knows? My problem is, if you don't tell me the truth, then how will you ever, then you're really just controlling me. How will I ever know what is truth? What is reality? You could be a fucking alien. I could be an alien. Who knows? Does it really matter?
I am an alien. I butt fuck monkeys. That's how I created humans.
I mean,
I can time travel.
If that's your call to fame, is how you created humanity through butt fucking monkeys, then I would have picked a different creature. But that's cool.
That's how it happened, dude. I swear. I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it later tonight.
It would have been so much cooler if we were some kind of like weird, velociraptor creatures.
I agree. Velociraptors are very cool.
But they were just too hard to fuck, huh? Is that what it was?
Yeah. They didn't like it in their butthole. Somehow monkeys get pregnant through their buttholes. I don't know how that works, but
what do you feel about aliens? Do you believe aliens are real?
I was going to ask you the same question, but you fucking beat me to the punch, you motherfucker. Yeah, I have a weird take on aliens, and mine all kind of ties the same thing of what I'm saying. I really think that aliens were here. I think. Especially they just found all these bones. I think a couple episodes ago we talked about it, but that there was another either primate or a being that was alive during humans, and the bones they've never found anything like it before. They don't understand what it is. And when you start talking about Mesopotamia and how we think there's certain civilizations that were sealed for some reason. I think that they were here and they helped certain people, maybe guided them in the right direction, and possibly that was the human spark. Maybe they did impregnate apes, and that's where we came from. Because it just doesn't add up, man. There's something with some of the structures, like the pyramids and shit that were built, and how everything looked to the sky, and how everything was surrounded about astronomy. A lot of people believe that was because of comets, of asteroid impacts and stuff like that is why we were so obsessed with the sky. I don't know if I believe that. I think it was that they were definitely here, and I don't know if I believe in like extraterrestrial beings. I believe more in like interdimensional beings, like they can time travel. Or they
that's where we're starting to get fuzzy. Time traveling and interdimensional stuff. I don't know about that.
Please tell me your theory, please.
On time travel or aliens?
Well, whatever you're gonna say. Tell me what counters what I'm saying. Yeah, thank you, Godfather. He just pulled up that link that I was talking about. Thanks for backing up my facts and making me not look like a fucking idiot. Thank you.
I'm not. I haven't done very much, research into the depth, humanity, where we came from, or the alien thing. I've been more focused on unraveling the scientific facts that come along with all the lies that the television's been spinning. But when it came to this is technically a conspiracy theory, but I personally do think aliens are real. You can't look up at the stars and think that we're fucking by ourselves out in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But at the same time, it's very plausible in my eyes that could have happened. I'm not saying that aliens fucked a monkey. I'm saying that they showed up at just the right time for us to be helped along. And then something happened where humanity lost that and didn't get it back because we fucked up or something like that. That could have been the great falling that everybody talks about in Genesis. Who actually knows what happened back then?
Very true.
We're investigating with missing pieces and bones, trying to tell us a story that someone should just be able to vocalize. But the main point is that if today people walk around and they believe more in angels than they believe in aliens, then there's a fucking problem.
Doesn't make sense, does it? Does
People
not
don't
make fucking logically. That doesn't make sense.
They don't want any fucking scientific fact. If you speak scientific fact to them, they immediately call you a nut job. And,
That's what they say. We don't want to know. We don't want to know. It's like, what? How do you believe? I'm not to cut you off. How are you going to sit there and you believe that fucking angels and fucking angels came to this earth and God and Jonah was fucking swallowed by a whale and lived in there for 40 days and 40 nights or some shit like that. I don't know. I might be mixing my Bible stories. Who gives a fuck? But you actually believe that, but you don't believe, you think aliens is fucking crazy. That's why I always bring this story up about the Jehovah's, a guy that works in the same company I do, and he's a Jehovah Witness. And he tells me all these crazy fucking stories of how his mother is gonna, some people take communion, some don't. The ones that take communion are going to heaven. The ones that do not take communion, they stay in the earth. They lay in the ground until Jehovah comes back, and they're gonna rise out of the dirt like some fucking zombies or something. And he actually believes that this is gonna happen. And then I talked to him about aliens, and he dismisses it and thinks it's the craziest fucking shit that he's ever fucking heard of his life. And it's like, you fucking believe that your mom's gonna come back as a fucking zombie and walk the earth, but you don't believe that fucking an alien impregnated a monkey. Like, really?
Well, see, all right. Well, you're oversimplifying the human thing. Like I said before, maybe we actually did evolve the way we did, and then they showed up at just the right time to help us along until they realized that they had fucked up or we'd fucked up or whatever.
But there's definitely been some interactions. Do we both agree on that? There's been some interactions with alien life and us at some time. Do you agree?
Well, it could be at any moment in time. At this point, who knows if the aliens or if anybody that used to come from a different planet, so to speak, and you can't say aliens. Let's just say extraterrestrials.
Okay.
Let's just say that people today that we see amongst us aren't just regular people. Like I remember someone said or dropped some knowledge on me recently about the R negative value in our blood and how it didn't show up until a certain point in time. So we
hold on. I don't know what you're talking about. You have to rewind for a second.
Yeah, but at a certain point in time, humanity's blood mutated or something was introduced.
The human spark. No, I thought it was in your brain. The brain began to develop differently, and that's when monkeys started making tools and developing hunting techniques and working as tribes and stuff like that. Maybe you're right, but I always thought it was something that changed in the brain. They call it the human spark, and they don't understand what happened, what mutated, how it happened, what the fuck.
Regardless of what actually did happen, the main point is to forget on to actually act like there are. All right. It's all right here. This clip will explain it here.
The left cerebral hemisphere is largely responsible for creating a coherent belief system in order to maintain a sense of continuity towards our lives. New experiences get folded into the pre-existing belief system. When they don't fit, they are simply denied. Counterbalancing this is the right cerebral hemisphere, which has the opposite tendency. Whereas the left hemisphere tries to preserve the model, the right hemisphere is constantly challenging the status quo. When the discrepant anomalies become too large, the right hemisphere forces a revision in our worldview. However, when our beliefs are too strong, the right hemisphere may not succeed in overriding our denial.
When we hear information that contradicts our worldview, social psychologists call the resulting insecurity cognitive dissonance.
There you go.
Amazing.
Just think about it. That's a physically chemical alter. When you talk to somebody and you start saying 9/11 was an inside job, and they start getting physically angry at you, that is, you caused a chemical imbalance in their brain. Amazingly enough, because our entire lives we've been pre-programmed and told that God is always watching. Well, of course it's not God. It's fucking Big Brother, okay? And it doesn't matter if you believe in God. It matters in the fact that you must believe that they've been watching us. All forms and aspects of it. They've been doing that. Why? Because, they're waiting for people to fucking get angry about it and figure out that the TV's controlling them. But people aren't getting angry. They're doing exactly what they're predispositioned to do. And unfortunately, 3/4 of the people will remain brainwashed, where 1/4 of them will not be.
That's us.
Yeah, and as a quarter against 3/4, that's not good. It's not good odds in my favor, but that doesn't mean we can't. They have nowhere to run. That's absolutely right. Excuse me. I didn't mean to burp.
No, you're okay. Burps are welcome on the RowdCAST. Burp it up, motherfucker. Let it free. Let it flow. That's what we do. We drink and we talk shit. Tell me, lay down. I know that was a little tangent we got on the fucking aliens, but either of us could be right. Nobody knows. That's the funny thing. But at least our minds are open enough to fucking, like the shit I said about impregnating a monkey. You didn't dismiss me like I'm some crazy person. You actually listened to what I had to say, and that's the difference between us and a lot of people. Because a lot of people are going, oh no, God is great. God is great. I don't believe it. No. I don't know what you're talking about. God's great. It's like, okay, yeah, I understand that.
And a lot of times, I feel like because you don't subscribe to a religion or you don't subscribe to the original theory, not only are you considered a nut job, but then they start acting weird to you.
Yeah.
They actually start acting like they are some kind of mental patient in front of you. They're like, "This is you," and I'm like, "Why are you the one doing that?" And I'm sitting here trying to have a normal conversation. Do you find that in everyday life usually?
Yeah, definitely.
It's become such a like George Carlin said the no, he didn't say that. He said the debate has been established before the debate even began, because if you think that anything other than what you're told, then you're automatically a kook or a nut job. And so there really is no established discussion. There only is a smart person getting ridiculed for being that way.
Well, and that's the thing is what you always have to back up on if you think like I do is people are conspiracy theory, you're crazy if you believe in conspiracy theories. Well, what about all the ones that are correct? What about Operation Northwoods? What about fucking Bay of Pigs? What about fucking all this shit where there were false flag attacks? Where Russia has done this and where the shit actually happened. I mean, that really happened. They're real. So how can you dismiss all conspiracy people to say they're fucking crazy when there's such thing as real conspiracies?
Now, I want to answer a question that was laid out in the chat here. Because he says, why would they want you to figure it out if they are brainwashing you? It makes no sense. Now, let me lay some sense on it for you. Let me lay some of this pumpkin seed on it here for you and spread it out real nice. It's not that it's a conspiracy theory anymore if they release documents from the CIA stating that they're actually trying to mind control you, basically. When President Clinton comes out and says MK Ultra was real and they're still doing it, we're sorry, and everybody was just like, oh, fuck it, let's go back to the TV. Why would they want to figure it out? No, they're psychopaths. And psychopaths enjoy flaunting their work because they know that you're too dumb to go look it up for yourself and that you will automatically have that left brain hemisphere malfunction with your nervous system where it produces this fucking chemical that causes you to automatically go right back to everything that you were ever fucking told, always. And these psychopaths, they are psychopaths because they want to control people. And in my eyes, they didn't want me to find this out. They were putting it out there so that when people did see it, it's too late and there's nothing that we can do about it unless we all fucking figure it out, because they already know that the mind control is working because people are asking questions like that one. Why would they want you to find out? They're fucking psychopaths. Why do people go out and flash other people? Why would they want you to see their dick? Well, because they're fucking nuts.
Why do like BTK, why do you kill somebody but yet you send letters to law enforcement, disguising your lettering and shit and saying, I did this, and you're never going to catch me. Why do you do that? Or like the Zodiac Killer. You do that, you put it in their face,
See? They're psychos. They flaunt it specifically at you because that's how they get off. That's their way of getting off. Yep. And let me put it to you like this. Let's talk about fluoride in the water. Oh, you're a nut job, pumpkin face, for saying that. What? What's that? Your town and city and state and you can call up and ask about it. They do that. They will tell you over the phone, or you can go to the website of any of your water companies. They'll tell you. But also, not only that, release government documents. You're a nut job, pumpkin face. Oh, well, okay. How about MK Ultra? You're a nut job, pumpkin face. But President Clinton came out and apologized for it on national TV for 9.5 minutes. I'm a nut job. Well, you're a nut job.
I've never seen that. You have to send me something. I've never seen that when he talked about it.
Just YouTube. Clinton apologizes for MK Ultra. That's all you got to do. Keywords, my friend. Keywords nowadays.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That's interesting.
How about this one? You're a nut job, pumpkin face. You talk about how flu shots are linked to autism in children, and all these inoculations are linked to autism in children. You're a nut job. CDC comes out and says it on their website. Oops, I'm a nut job. I'm a nut job. Time and time again. I'm a nut job for saying stuff that they release, and people go, well, you're just trying to follow along with Alex Jones. No, because I don't like Trump. I don't like anybody that's going to fucking contribute to the damn police state, and that's every last one of any of the candidates that you choose that are on the fucking screen right now. You want to choose for a candidate that's not going to contribute to the police state, that's going to dismantle the whole fucking government immediately upon inauguration? Pumpkin face Uncle Ghoulie. We're going to fire everybody immediately, and we're going to burn the place to the ground. And then we're going to start teaching people to start fucking growing food and producing their own free electricity. Now, a lot of people want the control.
How do you produce your own electricity? You have a bunch of hamsters running in like your garage on a big wheel?
No. Well, yes, theoretically you could, yes. But let's put it to you like this. There are generators that spin magnets that create electricity, free energy, just perpetual motion that create electricity. There's technology to where we, basically break down the element of hydrogen and oxygen or water and turn it into a fuel source, which, funnily enough, when we use it as a fuel source, turns right back into fucking water. Funnily enough, that's not a word. Funny enough, it turns right back. Yeah, and the government holds the patent on that as well. Growing your own food indoors with free electricity is not something that's unsustainable. They just want another form of control on you, and they want you to, have to subscribe to everything that they do. And personally, the only way that we're going to break out of that is by breaking out of the mind hold that they have on us. And I can't personally talk to anybody that watches TV anymore. Like, if you subscribe to any of the official narrative, I can't even fucking have a conversation with you anymore because you start acting like a lunatic before I even get a chance to say anything.
Absolutely. Well said, man. That is very, very well said. Very well put.
Well, I hope to, pretty much anything that you learn, you can type in TV is patented as a weapon or TV patent as a weapon and into Google. It'll show you 15 different patent from the .gov websites. What? You're a nut job, but they put it out on the internet,
Another thing, one thing that you said about fluoride is, the reason, officially, the reason they started putting it in people's water was because of dental hygiene, because it would yes, that was why. Listen, that was why they started. They said it. Help your teeth and blah blah blah. Well, now we have enough. Our toothpaste and our mouthwashes and shit that we have is enough. We have good dental hygiene now. We don't need it anymore.
But Rowd, think about it. No, they started putting fluoride in the water in the early 90s. But let's side by that. They said it's good for your teeth. But then they tell you not to fucking swallow the toothpaste.
Oh, yeah, on the back of the toothpaste it says
you're gonna tell
contact poison control if you fucking swallow too much
But they're going to put that shit in the water. But all right, let me tell you something else that you didn't know about fluoride.
Well, I'm saying they're lying. I'm saying they're lying, but that's what they told us it's for. That was my point. Is they're saying that, but now we have good dental hygiene. Like maybe some fucking little town in West Virginia or something that they all got Mountain Dew mouth, where all they're in meth mouth, where their teeth are rotting out. Yeah, maybe they still need fluoride in some of their water. The rest of us, we don't fucking need it anymore. So why the fuck is it still there? That's the question.
Fluoride doesn't need to be in water. The reason that fluoride is in water is because it's the main ingredient in Paxil. Okay, aluminum fluoride basically causes the same symptoms of Alzheimer's in younger patients, all the way up to the age of 10. Kids will have no memory of what just happened in front of them other than the program. It's part of the programming process, okay? And in order to stop that, you have to start drinking purified water, even if you're drinking your tap water at all without distilling it, period. And then you have to add your own electrolytes back into it, man. Think about it. Paxil is an antidepressant, right?
Yeah.
The main ingredient in Paxil is aluminum fluoride.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. I worked in a pharmacy for fucking 2 years, and I didn't know that. That's a good point.
Well, it's just something that when you look on the web, if you go past the first 2 pages of what they've got there, you start finding some very interesting stuff. And it's not just from skewed radical websites that don't have a real name. It's from fucking .gov websites with .gov documents. And it really does come down to the point where if you will believe the television over a .gov document, what the fuck is it going to take for you to believe that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west? You see it yourself, but if the TV said opposite of that, you would believe it. And to me, we're losing sight of our own heads, our own minds. I mean, sorry, I'm babbling on here. You led me down a rabbit hole, man.
No. It's perfectly fine. I love it, man. I fucking love it. And I love that Godfather's there. You know, he's backing up a lot of the facts that we're putting here. And I love that. Thank you, Godfather. We appreciate your support. You know, we are lied to every day. We are told to believe things are black when they're totally white. And, and that's what I think a lot of people is. In my life, I've met all these people where, it's either black, something's either black or it's white. It's either this or it's that. It's not, but it's this or that. That's not how life works. There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of things that, you have a good point, but it's also, there's this point. And until your mind can see things that way, some people can't see that. It's like seeing 2D and 3D. Some people only see things 2D. They can't see what you're seeing. And then other people are like, holy fucking shit. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, you can watch the news and watch and play a segment and you're like, something ain't right there. Something's fucked up there. Whatever I just watched, that was weird. That was a really weird story. You start to ask questions. You start to fucking, like I said before, question everything. Ask questions. Educate yourselves. Take yourselves out there. Fucking listen to Pumpkin Face. Listen to Truth Porn Militia. Listen to me. I try to educate you guys too. And that's why I wanted to have you on, Pumpkin, because I feel like you are the master at educating. You educate me. I learn shit all the time listening to your show. And
I still strive every day to try to learn
something new. Fuck yeah.
To bring about, because there are people that have the open mind and are ready to learn and listen. But once you fall down the rabbit hole, you realize that oh my God. All right. Let's try to distinguish between. All right. I lost track of thought because the chat again. I did again. But once again, I could keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, and it wouldn't matter because the TV's already said something different 5 million times already. The TV is different than the government, okay? The TV says one thing. The .gov websites say another. Okay? We get the. All right, now
I think what you're saying is the media tells us one thing, but then if you actually go and look at the .gov, actually a published document supported by facts and research, it says something completely different than what we're being told and what we're being fed with a spoon every fucking day when you turn CNN or that fucking god-awful thing they call Fox News on. It's something completely different. Now, I understand what you're saying, Jason, but
well, I
think you're confused a little bit.
Me or him?
Him, not you.
Okay, no, because he's starting to ask. He's asking why I think that the government is deceiving us. No, the government isn't deceiving us. They're releasing the documents on it. The television is deceiving us and telling us complete and total falsification, fact bullshit. All right, it's not even facts. It's all lies. Every last fucking step of the way. And then amidst that is a nonstop campaign on you're a nut job for thinking anything other than what the TV says. You're a nut job for going to the internet. The government has websites on the internet, okay, for a reason. Why? So that they can be psychopaths and pull out their dick in front of you and masturbate on your wife while you stand there watching. That's what it is, okay? The TV is just keeping you distracted from some other guy jerking off on your wife. Not cool, man. Not fucking cool, okay? If you turn the TV off, you may notice this guy and be able to give him a little brutality. Possibly, maybe mix up a chainsaw into the mix here somewhere. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Throw a chainsaw in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Where? Chainsaw! You see, once you realize that your wife's getting masturbated over by some stranger, you grab the chainsaw, and then you cut through him. Yeah, get it. Then you look at the wife. Yeah. And as you're standing there covered in blood, you realize the TV's still on. Maybe I should sit down and go watch some MASH.
Exactly. We're both some chainsaw-wielding motherfuckers, you little cocksuckers out there in internet land. Pumpkin, if you want to play something or you want to, play another clip, I got to take a leak. I got to piss. I'm drinking so much beer here, it's fucking pouring out my dick. So I'm going to step away for a second. But I'm not ready to end this. I'm not ready to end this, motherfucker. This has been a good one. I'm stepping away. So play something.
Specific neurons and neurotransmitters, such as norepinephrine, trigger a defensive state when we feel that our thoughts have to be protected from the influence of others. If we are then confronted with differences in opinion, the chemicals that are released in the brain are the same ones that try to ensure our survival in dangerous situations. In this defensive state, the more primitive part of the brain interferes with rational thinking, and the limbic system can knock out most of our working memory, physically causing narrow-mindedness. No matter how valuable an idea is, the brain has trouble processing it when it is in such a state. On a neural level, it reacts as if you're being threatened, even if this threat comes from harmless opinions or facts that we may otherwise find helpful and could rationally agree with.
Dissension is the greatest form of patriotism.
Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
The art of deception, training for online covert operations.
Intelligence looks like insanity to drooling imbeciles.
Known in GCHQ as online covert action, the 4 Ds: deny, disrupt, degrade, deceive. They have a manual on how to get you to bow your head. And you have crazy conspiracy theories. They have a manual for how to do it.
Yeah, we don't have a domestic spying program.
The limits of debate in this country are established before the debate even begins, and everyone else is marginalized and made to seem either to be communist or some sort of disloyal person. A kook, there's a word, and now it's a conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
Because the owners of this country
They got you by the balls.
I'll probably say it 3 more times. See, in my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in. You got to catapult the propaganda.
The most awesome goddamn propaganda force. Television's a goddamn amusement park.
There are no nations. There are no peoples. There is no America. There is no democracy. There is only one holistic system of systems. Am I getting through to you?
We're in a lot of trouble.
This war for the mind of the public has been facilitated by the emergence of mass media and the transformation of American education by behavioral psychologists.
This isn't real. What is real? This isn't real. What is real?
Watching television often produces an altered state of consciousness.
There is no America. There are no nations. There is no America. There are no nations.
Obedient workers.
Yeah, with enough soap, one can blow up just about anything.
Are you back yet? No, not back yet. All right, fine. We'll go on with the Mind Wash Love Fest then.
Is this real world or exercise? No, this is not.
Oh, I guess you're back now, huh?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. I was just like, I was just sitting here just playing clips, whatever.
I appreciate that. I think
randomly drop.
Somebody takes control when I got to take a leak. Somebody's got to do that.
Well, I always keep the bottle or a can around just in case, because usually 2 of them will serve for every couple of beers.
Yep. Yep. You only can take so much in, and then you got to let so much out. That's how it works. Did you see anything that this is another thing I wanted to ask you about, is they just big headlines, of course, around the world. Iran is holding 10 U.S. sailors hostage. And I love the way the media said it, though. They said the U.S. says that they may have strayed too close to Iranian waters. They may have strayed. I love that. And that's why the Iranian fucking navy. I don't know if Iran even has a fucking navy. Who knows? They may have a couple rusty boats or something, but they do have a navy.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm being a dick. I'm drunk. But they surrounded them and they took these sailors captive, and supposedly there's a big standoff right now. But I love that term strayed. They may have strayed just a little bit into the area where they weren't supposed to be. Yeah, I'm sure. Who knows what the fuck they were up to,
when it comes to different countries capturing people and this and that and the other, at this point, a lot of it has to do with we're not seeing the full atrocity of what's happening with the situation in Syria. Absolutely. So, we may not be getting the whole story about how angry people are over in that part of the world about that situation. Because, pretty much everything that's come to fruition over Syria has come to fruition because, one, we keep sending weapons to the Free Syrian Army to fight against Assad. Assad wants his own bank, and Russia's willing to back them against the bank of the IMF, right?
Yeah.
But of course he will. And then all the Free Syrian Army weapons go right into ISIS hands, which does what? Ends up somewhere out of that damn country and doing something else. So in essence, not only have we been funding the terrorists in that country, we're funding the terrorists over here too. And then you want to wrap it all up into a nice little ball. They're also going into Iran. They're going into Iraq. They're going all over the place. They're getting brand new fucking Toyota trucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm almost willing to fucking start flying an ISIS flag myself. Maybe I'll get some guns and some fucking.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean.
Well, I love how they say. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off, Pumkin.
No, finish. Shit.
Well, to me, it's fucking this bullshit. It's where they say, "Oh, where do they get all this equipment?" Well, it's all the equipment the U.S. military left from the Iraq War and Afghanistan War. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, that's where they got all we just left fucking tanks and fucking rockets and I know, I'm sure we did, but it's like you think about that. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Have you ever seen Lord of War?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay. You would not believe how much of that is actually truthful. It costs more to bring everything back than it does to just leave it and come back empty. And that's part of we've had a friend, that lived through that exact thing. But anyway, the point is, the military-industrial complex makes money off of that. They're ironmongers.
Of course.
They make money off of leaving the weapons there because that's going to create more fucking animosity and war. When fucking one bad guy finds a pile of guns, what does he do? He gives them to fucking 20 of his bad guy friends, and they all go rampaging through the streets. Yeah. That's what happened.
Look what I got. Yeah.
But see, not only did they get it from there, too, now they're airdropping them new trucks and airdropping them new shit. The U.S. Air Force is airdropping the Free Syrian Army all the shit that ISIS gets. So really, we're dropping ISIS shit.
Yep.
Hooray!
Doesn't surprise me one bit. That's another thing that I want to talk to you about is the military-industrial complex, dude. I mean, that's a real thing. That's 100% real. The cogs got to turn. The money's got to burn, dude. And we got to make money.
Let me put you into perspective there. It all goes back to the money, like you just said. So really, it isn't the military-industrial complex. It's a plan that keeps one industry in line with the other. There's 5 major banks in the country and the world that run pretty much as much industry across the globe as they possibly can. They're trying to validate by starting this fucking, whatever kook job NWO plan that they've got.
Yeah.
We may have a world economy nowadays because of technology. That's cool. But if it's got to be based on a fiat currency that someone controls, no, I'm not in. So we've got to go back to remembering that the banks are the ones controlling the ironmongers. The banks are the ones that are controlling the food industry. The banks are the ones controlling every aspect of our lives. The media, everything that goes on around us. The lumber.
Absolutely.
So everything that goes into that, and when you think about it, those 5 major banks, those are the ones that are creating the military-industrial complex, or the GMO food industry, or the weather modification stuff with the military. I mean, come on, man. They've been doing that for a while. You can't blame the military. Most of the military is too compartmentalized to actually know what the hell's going on in the first place. So,
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but again, it is a business. There's a business behind it, and people got to make money. People got to get fucking paid, dude. And there's too much shit going on that we got to make weapons. We got to make things. We got to fucking have turnover rate. We got to fucking send people overseas. It's all. I mean, I'm pretty sure out of like the 1,000, I don't know how many years has America been a nation, that I think only maybe 10.
Wait a minute, you don't know how many years this country's been a nation?
No, that's how bad I am, dude. I'm a stoner drunk, dude.
236 years now, I believe.
236 years, and only 10 to 15, I think, years have we not been in war. Have we not been in a conflict? Have we not been...
Maybe it's 278. I'm trying to remember. It's 38 or it's 200 and something. 230.
But again, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it does matter. It does matter. But the point is we have been in conflict for almost every year of all of that time, and that's a big issue, man. That's fucking. It has to, the fucking, like I said, the money's got to burn, dude. The oil, we got to bring the oil in. We got to fucking destroy nations. We got to rebuild nations. That's what we do. That's what America does. Team America, fuck yeah, by, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Big joke. That's more real. There's more reality behind that movie than fucking any movie that's ever been fucking made, dude. Is because it's a joke, dude. We gotta fucking make money, and we gotta kill people, and we gotta blow shit up. That's what America does, and that's what we're great at.
Now, here's the real question, though. Am I a nut job for thinking that we as human beings can live without money?
No. I think it can. I think eventually. I mean, paper. I think paper money's on its way out. I think soon there'll be no such thing. You're saying no. You're saying nothing. You're saying there's just barter.
I'm saying that once you take away the needs of humanity, once you remove the fact that you need food, you need clean water, and you need electricity to live, okay? Once you take away all of those things and they're no longer paying for them, what in the fuck are you going to need money for?
Nothing.
You got your food, you got your water, you got your house, and you got your electricity. What in the fuck are you going to need money for? What services could anybody possibly do? Oh, well, what about when your generator breaks down, Pumpkin Face, and you need somebody to come over and do that? Well, I'll tell you this. There's probably somebody that just enjoys doing it for people and loves seeing that people have electricity because of their hard work. And sometimes, even a little hand job or just any part of life could be fucking better than having to work.
Little cocaine bump.
Money. People are more appreciative of things that you do without money, weirdly enough. People are way more appreciative of gifts that you make them instead of buy them. People are way more appreciative of people, you're like, oh, well, what if my generator, well, if you don't have the basic knowledge to fix it yourself and you may need to call in a friend, that's part of being a human. We all need to rely on other people for some things, no matter if you have to barter or trade or come help them do something else next Tuesday. Who really gives a shit? What about hookers? Really? There won't be any need for hookers.
Yeah, there won't
because there are plenty of fucking sluts out there that give that shit up for free. So why waste your fucking money? Why waste your money?
I want some corn, Pumpkin Face. I'll suck your dick for some corn.
You want to make sure that you fucking get laid in the no money economy? Well, guess what? Learn how to fix something. Go over to the house. I already did this. Grab a slice without paying the price. That's a Hobbledugaga handbook special. Come on, come on. We've been through this. If you grew up broke, I never needed money for anything. I always used to get my shit for free. Fuck that.
Yeah, well, it's a different world. I mean, there's got to be a lot of changes that happen to get to that point. But I definitely think it could happen. A barter and trade system where services and goods you trade for that, and you get what you need. That's all you need. You just need to get what you need. You don't need to have more than what you need. You just need to have.
You're exactly right. It's really more about just having what's not that. We want more than we need.
Yes, we're Americans. We're fat. We're gluttonous. We're fucking greedy. We want to have. What
it's about.
The fucking Powerball is at fucking what 1.5 billion or something or 1 point something billion. Fucking ridiculous.
You can even afford an apartment on that shit nowadays.
They're saying a lot of. You know what they're saying about whoever wins the Powerball? They're saying that it's going to be so much backlash from all their family members and shit. They're going to sue them and shit because if they don't receive money, that it's going to be it's too much money. It's too much money to fucking have. What the fuck are you going to do with fucking over $1 billion? A normal fucking everyday Joe going to do with the fucking over $1 billion? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. Well, you can buy yourself a new house, buy your fucking, you have too much money.
You'd be surprised what this Pumpkin Face would do with that money. I would destroy everything that you know as a centralized government, and I would totally fucking kick out the fucking Federal Reserve. We'd have mass riots. I'd fund terrorism against the Federal Reserve. Not against any banks that had any people in it. No, I'm talking about some Tyler Durden shit, baby. Yeah, send me your money, and I will Tyler Durden send the credit limit back to zero. Nobody will have any fucking debt at all. Your house, all of that stuff, that'll all be just gone. You don't even know who owns your house because you're living in it and you're fighting for it. So
you're gonna go up and hang with Armin Bundy, with fucking
who?
The Ammon Bundy or Armin Bundy, whatever the fuck his name is.
These guys, these snack-needing guys up there, they said they planned for it, and then they started asking for, and I know they're asking for militiamen to show up, but this is not. There's other militia members that are conducting things in a more proper manner.
I agree,
but. At the same time, until they start marching and like protests and stuff where riots and shit's happening, of course you knew the police were going to go out there and start fucking marching around. Hello? That's just how it happens everywhere now. That's actually something completely different than what most people think. That's not actually that's a specialized police force that they just get police officers in on and that they just go along with the program because they like beating hippies, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's how I see it too.
If you are in a disestablished society, the police aren't going to be anywhere because they're going to be paid to protect major government compounds or they're infested. Whoever's investing in them to stand there and protect it, obviously, that's who you're going to have to look out for. Unless, of course, it goes the opposite way, and we don't have enough people to stand up and rebel against the blue helmets on the fucking street, which we like to call peacekeepers. We're stopped them from telling us what time to come in and taking away the rest of our fucking America. And so at this point, because they're everywhere else, and they're already talking about doing it here, and they're just looking for the right. They're looking for the right disaster, if you will. They're looking for the right nationwide disaster to happen. Now, what in the fuck do you think that could be?
Fucking credit, dude. I think it's collapse of fucking credit cards and fucking debit cards, dude.
That's going to cause a nationwide hysteria, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fucking. If you can't use your money, you can't buy, you can't eat, you can't do anything. I know how I feel when my fucking card ain't working for a day or so. I fucking am livid, dude. I'm about to fucking go into that bank and grab a fucking bitch and bash her head against the fucking counter until it fucking seeps blood. And then,
I know, because pre-planning and having a store of food just in case is just so nut job. It's just it's illegitimate to even think that Pumpkin Face would even, how dare you even say something like that, Pumpkin Face? Don't be coming on my show and telling me that I should be storing up food and I should be saving batteries. Sorry, the beer's getting to me now.
I feel you, man. Speaking of beer, I got to get a couple more beers, but I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it here, Pumpkin. I appreciate fucking what a great show, man. I knew it would be. I knew it'd be fireworks to have you on. You are an entertaining individual. You're a smart individual, and you teach me something every time I talk to you. And I think all the RowdCAST Nation, as I like to call them, will be entertained by this episode. And I can't thank you enough. And anything you need my help with, man, you got it 100%. I will do whatever I need to do to help you out. Is there anything, any last words or anything you want to leave these fine people with?
Flip the script. All right? That's 2 in the stink and 1 in the pink. Oh, Pumpkin Face, you asshole.
I like that. That means 2 in the vagina, 1 in the butthole, as if you didn't understand that.
Flip it. It's 2 in the stink.
Oh, okay. 2 in the butthole, 1 in the vagina. Like that, too. Whatever. Get crazy with it, people. Get crazy with it. One last note that I wanted to say. Nick Diaz. Great thing for stoners everywhere. If you follow UFC or mixed martial arts, Nick Diaz today, they suspended him for 5 years because he tested twice. He tested positive for marijuana twice. They have these motherfuckers that are testing... They tested positive for steroids, for cocaine, for everything else, and they suspend him for like 6 months to a year. For smoking pot, they suspended him for 5 years. Today, the Nevada Athletic Commission, they uplifted his 5-year ban and they only gave him 18 months, so he can return to the ring as far as August or as soon as August. So that's a big fucking yes for stoners everywhere. That's what he deserved. That was bullshit. 5-year ban for smoking pot is fucking ridiculous.
He shouldn't have even been banned at all.
No, not at all. What the fuck does marijuana do for fucking competition?
This guy goes into a ring and gets his ass beat or beats someone's ass. You're telling me that smoking weed is going to help him?
Exactly. It's going to help. That just shows you how crazy some of these people are out there. For 5 years, they're going to ban him for 5 years. That's his livelihood. That's the rest of his career. He's older, dude. He's done after 5 years.
I would have went to each and every one of their houses in MMA style, each and every one of them, and they made their children watch and said, do you think pot is helping me right now? I could have been smoking pot. I could have been level-headed. I could have been cool. No. 5 years. Good God, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's a fucking joke, man.
It is. But you know what? We win because 18 months is still too long, but at least that, he has some time to come back and fucking so he is an idiot, he's retarded, he is juvenile, he's not very educated, but the motherfucker loves to fight, dude, and he always comes to fight, so I love him and I respect him, dude. And I can't wait for him to get back in the ring.
You tried doing a career where you get your head pounded on or kicked on every fucking couple
shit. Days. See how smart you are after that.
And try fucking thinking clearly after a few knocks to the head. Yeah, I see. Good Lord, woman, calm down. Did not take such a big bong hit next time. Holy shit. All right, thanks for having me on, bro. For real.
No problem, Pumpkin. Thank you so much. Like I said again, and everybody out there, RowdCAST Nation. Again, another great episode for 2016. We're moving right along. I got Dan Pfeiffer coming up next, and we'll have him on this weekend. So tune back in. We'll have another fucking excellent episode of the motherfucker RowdCAST. And from Pumpkin Face and me, fuck all you guys. Fuck your mother. And seriously, though, take care of the earth because we only got one. And once it's over, we're fucking all goners. So, peace, niggas.
She's fucking coughing.